Hi, let's continue with Playwright. First of all, I'm going to remove example file. Then I'm going to create another file, right-click new file. I'm gonna call it salary.spec.js. Now I'm going to invoke Playwright code generator again. Good. It's gonna be straightforward test. First of all, I'm going to click on clear button. Then input salary 25. I'll select per hour. Hours per week, going to keep 40. Days per week, 5. Holidays per year, let's say 10. Vacations, let's say 14 days. And I'm going to click on calculate button. I'm taking a look at the code generated in my Playwright inspector. I'm happy, so I'm copy it. And I paste it. And what I'm doing first, I'm going to save the file generated. Very good. Now I'm going to separate my functionality. I want to see clearly the web elements I'm working with. OK. File save. Now I'm going to call it this test startup salary test. Then I copy it and I paste it as another test. This is first salary test will be. Sorry, this will be first. And this will be second. If I won't change names during execution, I'm going to go into runtime error. So names of the test supposed to be unique. Okay, file. First of all, I'll change 25. Let's say I want 35. I want 36 hours per week. Then number per days will be 6. Holidays, some countries have up to 20. And let's say 21, 3 weeks vacation. Okay. File save. Now I'm going to execute this test, which contains 2 tests. Test 1, first salary test, and test 2, second salary test. npx playwright test salary.spec.js headed. Execute. As you can see, 2 workers. Very good result to paste. Let's copy report. Okay, the way to test. Salary, the file name is salary.spec.javascript. First salary test, second salary test. Let's review. Let's review next. All good. Now, let's take a look at something else, at some additional features and functionalities which Playwright offers. First of all, let's take a look at Playwright Annotations, Playwright Hooks, Playwright Tags. Let's go for Playwright Tags. This is Annotations. Tag tests. Sometimes you want to tag your tests. For example, using fast or slow or and so on. In our case, we're gonna tag. I'm gonna copy it. Gonna tag smoke, for example, and regression. I copy it. I come here and here. I add a tag. In first tag, I gonna call first one I want as smoke, and second tag for second test I want as regression. Regression, REG, and this one smoke. First tag smoke, I want to use it during smoke testing, and second test I want to use it tagged at regression testing. File, save. Let's re-execute again. I'll simply copy it. Let's take a look at the report now. To paste again. Okay, as you can see here, salary spec JS, first salary tag is at smoke, second salary test as regression. Chromium, but tag is at smoke. Second is as regression. So on, you can do at report and something else you like. These were tags. Now let's continue. We need to look at the Playwright annotations. For example, you can skip tests, fail tests, fix, slow, or so on. Annotations can be added to a single test or a group of tests. For example, test only. or skip a test. Let's implement it. Let's do next. First test, as you can see, test, period. We can skip here. Skip, we're gonna skipping it. And next test, we're gonna run only. Only. I can tell you right away. If we're gonna select only, so only test will be run. Let's go to File, Save. I'll copy this command. Clear first. Paste. Let's see at the execution with annotations, skip and only. As you can see, the result running one test using one worker. One browser means. One test only because we skipped one. Let's take a good look at the report. As you can see, this is the only test we use annotations to run. The other one was skipped. Okay. Next thing. Let's proceed to next. We covered tags. This is tags. We covered tags and we covered annotations. Sometimes if you run many tests in one file, so you might skip one or do something else, for example, like slow or so on. Skip used to be. Next thing next. We can group our tests, group tests. You can group tests to give them a logical name or to scope before after hooks to the group. For example, one test, second test, and both of them located in specific group. One test, second test. This is the group, two tests. Once again, this is the group. This is first test, second test. Group has a description, two tests. Tag tests we covered. It could be fast, it could be slow, it could be to add report, and so on. Slow and so on. Annotate tests. Annotation tests, it means to add a description. You can simply copy this annotation. This is the one, and place it inside your test after your test name and before async. Simply copy it and place it. And now we left to describe hooks. Playwright hooks. I'm going through tags again. There are two most recognizable, add smoke and add regression. Annotations once again. You can simply cut and paste it to annotate your specific, to create a note to your specific test. Now hooks. Test after all, after each, before all, or before each. For example, we can declare a hook with a title. But first of all, let me create before each. I'm back to my test. I'm gonna run. I'm removing annotations, skip, and I'm removing annotation only. Both of them will be right. However, this time I'm gonna create another test. What I'm going to do, going to write only this one because I'm okay. I will change this to regression. Also, I'll remove this tag. And if I want to open the website page before each method here. If you want, you can write before each, mouse over, declares a before each hook that executes before each test. Example, so before each test, we are going to navigate to the page. In this case, I don't need it right here in each one. I'll remove tags for now for the simplicity. Remove tags. I commented the page. I'll remove tags from here also. It's not an objective anymore. Okay, so before each test, we're going to go to the page. However, each test method doesn't contain navigation to the page. File save. I'll copy it. Clear first. Paste. Let's go. To test two workers. This is it. Two tests running. To test using two workers means two browsers. To test both test paths. Let's see the report. Both are good. Very good. So this time we applied before each we were opening this website link URL. In this case, we didn't need to apply same in each test. There could be many tests per file, for example, multiple choice. Okay, now we need to do something else now. There is before all and before and after all. I'm placing a code test before all this one. Once again, declares a before all hook that it executed once per worker process before all tests. And I can copy and do it after all. I'll change it for after all. After all. Completing all tests. So this method is after all, and this method will be before all. And this test before each. File, save. Let me copy it. Clear my terminal. Paste. Let's run. Starting with tests. 2 workers, 2 tests. Completing with tests. As you can see here. Starting with tests and completing with tests. Starting. Completing. Before all. After all. Same report, there is no need to run it. It passed. Okay, so what did we learn today? Today we learned about Playwright tags. You can tag your test, like use at smoke, use at regression, use at report, or etc. You learned about annotations. You can create an annotation. Simply attach a note to your specific or particular test. You learned about hooks existence. You can apply hooks. You need to use all of the optionals shown today, like before all, before each, test, keep, or test only, tags, and so on, only when you are experienced, only when you need it. After all. Okay? This is pretty simple to use, however, it's really optional in case you have time and in case you are really dedicated to the testing with Playwright. Thank you. See you in the next lecture.